betwixt the raising of the undying emperor and the great planar war that shook the heavens, there was an age of contradiction, where cannons won kingdoms and muskets kept the peace. A brave few won the hearts of the conquered and conquerors alike. Of these we speak of the decline of the great kingdoms and cultures under the heel of empire. Of those we speak of gladiators and the untold thousands that worshipped them. This, an age of glory, where kings would be slaves and the gladiator would be king.
Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Dread and Circus campaign season 4 episode 2, our 102nd episode, I believe, of this particular multiverse and storyline. I'm joined by Mark, Ahmed, and Adam today. I'm going to unmute the mics and make their mics hot as Ahmed's shirt. Welcome, guys. How's everything going? Long time no see.
I know. How you guys doing? What's happening?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been forever. That is quite the shirt, Ahmed.
Thank you. It's battery operated. I can turn it up.
Did you go golfing today? 'Cause...
No, I've never golfed. I've mini putted before. I've never golfed. Yeah, I think it's just
the heat, baby.
I just break that club.
I've golfed and I did not wear a shirt like that.
I don't especially like golf. Golf is really not fun.
I've never tried it, so I can't really say, but it's just...
Golfing is the only place where it's acceptable to drink and drive.
And even with that, it is not a thing I want to spend my time doing. Are we having...
It's just a frustrating game. It's
Hey, Damian, can you choose?
I get why some people enjoy the challenge. No, but getting drunk and driving an electric cart around a bunch of people is always fun.
Hey, Mark, are you synced with us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or are we?
What's that?
I think you're having audio problems again. If there's a different device or something you could phone in on or check your tubes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It is very, very delayed, and I think you're talking over us.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, Mark, can you respond as soon as I stop speaking now? Oh, he's hung up. We dropped the quality of our video and his, and it's better. Was better. Ashoka. You have a cure serious wounds potion from Cid.
Okay, why don't we do a quick recap of what happened last night? Last game was called, it was our first episode of Season 4, which is sort of an arbitrary decision as to where to end off Season 3 and Season 4. I have a feeling Season 3 would have been, like, very long if we didn't sort of pinch off, arguably the Tournament of the Blood Rose, the conclusion of that could have been seen as a story beat to end Season 3. Maybe this is Season 3B. Anyways, 401, the Hive of Rum and Villainy. Damian has a conversation with the tiefling chemist Lorne about the heroes of old, imperial conquest, and the religion of hell. Ashoka exchanges pleasantries with the Durgar Undercountess of Kazarak. Kazdurak? I don't know if there's a D in there. Faces Barak Tarn in the Tournament of the Blood Rose. Magnus has a newfound fascination with tattoo magic. Cid, Damian, and Ashoka teleport to Skeltar, looking for information about the whereabouts of Damian's brother, his family's missing ships, Savros Blackheart, and the Cutter's Gar. They have an unexpected meeting with the Skull. The trio hires an unlikely duo to join them.
Hires is hilarious because he didn't ask for any money. Yes, we hired him.
Sure, you convinced him to come along for money. Yep. I'm sure it'll be one of
He'll
those.
eventually ask for money.
Yep. I think where we left off was the three of you were negotiating for what it would take for the crew, the captain and the crew of the Dexterous, to bring you from Skeltar to, let's go to the world map, a place that the Skull of Skeltar had told you about in riddle and rhyme, the Isle of Golso. Yes?
Marty, I can't hear anything on our stream. Still countdown.
Good call.
Is the stream not going?
No, it's going. It's counting down. It's got 1 minute and 20 seconds. There we go. Hey, guys. Stream is running.
Okay, I'm seeing us exactly where we're supposed to be. So, given that I'm doing a local recording, I'm not starting over. None of the crew is here yet either, so that's fine. So basically, we left off with you guys trying to negotiate with the captain of the Dexterous to take you from Skeltar to the Isle of Golso, where you were told you need to climb to the top of Mount Golso Gek, and it is from there that you'd be able to see where the ring of the sea god is. And you get the sense that ships and people have disappeared at the ring of the sea god, and it's a hard place to find. And that it might be somewhere perhaps in the Sea of Sunken Crowns, or perhaps even further south in the Avastian Ocean. And he is guessing, the captain is guessing, it'll take him about 5 days to get to the Bay of Snakes, which he knows is a good place for a ship to sail into port, or just to sail to the island where pirates occasionally will go to gather food and water. The Isle of Golso, the clack is the men from Uxapol are mad, and there are no men on the Isle of Golso. It is a place where the maps show that the Imperials have not even bothered to form a colony. They skipped over this island.
So, the Golden Lich of Skeleton Doom
Yes.
got a dot. What the hell do you think's on this island? This island is Jurassic Park.
That's the question I was asking. So can you point? Do we know where the island is? Is it this thing?
Yeah, it's this. No, this is the island of Golso. It's this huge.
Oh dang! Oh damn!
I would like to remake my pun to Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Nice.
I would like to improve on that joke if I could.
In fact, that is a candidate for a name called Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park.
Oh boy.
Nice. Nicely done. Well done. We just quit now. We're done for the day.
Can we teleport that distance?
The distance between you and the middle of the island is approximately 16 squares times 60. I think you guys have the range for teleport. Give me a second.
600.
900. Yeah. So
Yeah,
so from the Bay of Snakes to Skeltar, you're guessing is about 1,000 miles.
Okay, we can make that.
As to where you're going afterwards, now he said it's going to take about a 5-day. Actually, he said 3.5. He said because you're taking the westerly wind belt, it's easier to get there than it is to get back. Because you'll have to jig against the like at angles against the wind. Here he says he can ride the winds right into the Bay of Snakes. He doesn't want to stay there, and I think you came to an accord of like 3 or 4 talents, and he'd stay there for a couple of days.
I think it was 6 for 3
6?
days.
Yeah, 6 for 3 days. Let me just check. Let me ping Mark. Mark, did you pay the captain for a voyage to Golso? 6 talents.
Right, and we made the bet at sea, or we made the deal at sea, so that Skullboy doesn't get his 10%? 5%?
5%, because he likes his citizens to learn how to do at least the basics of math.
You can pause the stream, right? You can push pause on a stream and still chat. Yeah, I've noticed even when I've got like, oh, I've got 3 windows open, they're all streaming the thing that I'm trying to send out. I'm like pause, and the bandwidth goes down. So it's a thing. Okay, while we're waiting for Mark, are you guys teleporting back somewhere, or are you partaking the 3.5-day voyage, 3.5-4-day voyage that it will probably take you to get to the Isle of Golso? Are you doing the we're going to teleport away and come back later, or are you kind of like on the adventure at this point?
For 3 days, I'm happy to be on the adventure.
Yeah, you would probably estimate you'd have to spend a couple of days.
It'd be a day and a half to teleport there.
Right.
And a day and a half to teleport back. It's kind of, you know...
Well, no, Sid's sigil would bring you back
bring us
eventually.
Back immediately.
Yeah.
Unless we wanted to bring more horsepower. We could actually spend this time getting more horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
Although Zargon needs to fight next turn, so that horsepower can't come.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look-see at a little peek-see at the spreadsheet that keeps track of your gladiator turns and who's fighting in which week.
The circus needs a lot of fights for all the gladiators.
I think the Conclave is in the same boat. Magnus has had 1 fight. Fleas has had all 3. Sona has had 1 fight.
Just have all our gladiators fight each other.
You could.
And then they'll kill each other.
Maybe the
Many accidents will happen.
the circus is not on good terms right now with the Conclave.
Anybody.
Let's see who needs their 3 fights. Scarab is having his 2nd fight next week. Zargon is having his 1st fight next week. Zed is having his 1st fight next week. Fleas has had all of his fights. Sona needs 2 more. And Magnus needs 2 more.
So if we get everybody up to having 1 fight left, end of season games.
Do those count as the last fight of the season?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think you need 3 fights in order to be eligible. I could be wrong. How did we play that last time?
Get our fights in before.
Yeah, because you can choose not to have some of your guys in the season end fights. You kind of register. So yeah, you need 3 fights in the regular season. The end of season fight is kind of like the playoffs.
That's really going to put a damper on some of this adventure time.
It might lessen the amount of meat that you can take. Maybe it's a good thing.
It will certainly make adventuring much more like, but I'm an accountant.
Right, yeah, right. I think you've had this feeling before, Ashoka, when you've been on the adventure, when you were in the troll lair that was about to tear everyone to bits.
I'm like, Really?
So,
I have to use my spells.
yeah, your gladiators are busy next week. But there is still time next in this week. It depends. Who would be available? Magnus would be available. Although he's in the middle of getting a tattoo, you might interrupt some of his tattoo time.
Tell him what we're doing.
Magnus isn't allowed to leave the city.
Under your supervision, he could. Your direct supervision, you figure that you'd be able to bring him out.
Swing that. Does Magnus want to come?
You just tell him, like, Magnus, we're gonna go and kill some pirates.
Yeah, I think Magnus, you already had this conversation. Magnus was all for going to go and
Yeah.
kill some
Then-
pirates.
then-
Well,
Well,
pirates, yeah.
Anything that will help socially integrate Magnus into the group again, sure.
Okay.
Because right now Magnus is like chewing on the furniture and peeing on the carpet.
All right. So while the boat of the Dexterous starts to leave Skeltar, like they are not interested in hanging around and making themselves a target for pirates. They deke out of there like once you're done your business. They actually leave right away. You can see all sorts of ne'er-do-wells and skeezy kind of sailor folk like eyeing the nice caravel as it's leaving. They do notice that the two-headed giant has boarded that, and that might have been a really good deterrent for any sort of problem. Hey,
That's the guy that splits the skulls. Yeah, and he argues with himself. Yeah.
Trono-Goesh, yeah, exactly.
Sid's gonna hand out a couple of potions to you guys.
Okay.
Keep these with you. I'm not sure if you might use them.
So he's giving it's on my list here, but a true strike and a long arms to Damian. I don't think he can cast those. Invisibility to Damian as well. Oh wait, Damian can do invisibility. And cure serious wounds to both of them.
Okay, these are extracts or infusions. Okay. Make sure that you're keeping track of them in two places. One on the character sheet who's holding them, and then these are things you can't re-prepare without,
I can re-prepare them, but they lose them.
Without them becoming inert. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. He asks Ashoka if he's interested in something. Look at my list and let me know if you want something. Ashoka doesn't show what he can do, what he can't do, so
he frequently, he doesn't. He tries to.
Okay, but I guess Cid is actually giving you his formula book, and he's like,
take a look at what you want, because if I'm gonna be fighting, I can't have anybody half on their ass because I can't fly, or I'm injured, or.
I plan to use all the excuses.
What do you need? Take a quick look, Gander.
I need you to do your job.
Done. Don't you worry about that.
A alter self, maybe.
You're in a fight. Fuck you.
Sure.
Or freedom of movement.
Nah.
Demon Lord Nem, how's it going?
Not yet. You get an alter self and a cure serious wounds.
Okay.
We will do turn 8 of the Coalition next Saturday. A bunch of people are actually, a bunch of the regulars are behind in watching, so we'll give them an extra week to catch up, Demon Lord Nem. Good to see you here, though.
Good to see you, buddy. Nice to have you back. Welcome back.
We're still having technical difficulties in the great northern wastes of Sudbury.
Yeah, the Mark Tech has taken a dump yesterday, recently.
It started yesterday. It's still dumping.
I'm guessing he just needs to reboot his router, and there will be a problem if two people in his household are also streaming Netflix. There is an impact.
There's also that conversation though
is difficult, I imagine.
That one is a tough one.
See, I turn off every other device in my house because I only want the one thing that is streaming and doing all the work
Priority to all
to be the
things.
one exactly. But I'm a single dude and
I have
nonconformist
a way overkill
and
connection and only two people in my house.
Yep.
And to be fair, and then Jessica buys most of the movies she likes to watch, so she just downloads them and just watches them over and over again.
I had an acquaintance say to me like a couple days ago, he's like, "Marty, you're really a nonconformist." I'm like, "Thank you, thanks for noticing. You just do what you want, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." within the realm of like
Within the realm of socially acceptable.
Socially acceptable, but I don't feel any burning need to do the things that all the other folks are doing. He's like, "You awfully game a lot." I'm like, we would game 5 days a week if we could. What? If we could, at least.
What are we gonna do today, Bree?
Lady indeed.
All right. I will see the 5, but I'm gonna have to pass on the 7.
7, no, I can't. I need a day to like sleep, and then a day to like watch movies or do something completely different. I would say 3 to 4.
Gaming jazzes with my sleep schedule because you end up like I don't sleep comfortably afterwards.
Work is the same.
It's like well, it can be comfortable, but it depends if the session was comfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
the mindset sticks for a few hours.
Yep. Oh, I go and wig out on the couch after.
Our timing's really good for you to wig out. If I wig out on the couch at 3 a.m. till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I read? I do not have Discord open. I closed it a couple hours ago.
I think Nemi is looking at Nemi is thinking about timelines. Or there might be something else in the Discord.
Did you read what I said? Looking! Also trying to get some, no, in stream. Oh, okay. Well, say, let me think of the name as me from the past. Yeah. So, like we said before, none of the characters that are in the game, including your gladiators, are actually people. They are characters. They could be inspired by the ideas you guys come up with. But, so named after you because you gave us some inspiration at that time, but not actually you, because that's where it starts to get really super weird. But yeah, I'm glad. That is my favorite devil that we've ever come across, and this is with all the adventures from Legends in Hell, is the little imp that is on the path of fucking politeness. That is the best. It's the best devil. So polite.
I am going to last so long as a devil and not get smushed by the paladin because I'm very polite.
Right. I'm looking forward to if there is a crossover future campaign to see the progression of some of these characters like Undwin. Like Nem and Undwin have two that have been earmarked for like these two little dudes could be PCs. Like that's how neat they are. And there could be others. Mark, how's it going?
All right, as long as you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Kind of sounds like
It looks like a phone.
part of you're like filming Hardcore Henry 2.
I'm on an iPad right now.
Works?
Yeah, it does work. So we'll iPad this and this whatever. Make it, as long as it works, man.
Yeah, because my PC's going through some doctoring right now. Listen, reset, fucker.
Oh, it is so frustrating.
/all.
It is so frustrating when things don't work like you expect them to.
I apologize to the stream for this, but the only time I use that computer is for games. So the only time I ever realize it's not working is during game.
I am in the habit of starting up programs an hour before I start game.
Well, I actually had been in the habit of doing that for a while, but I got out of the habit, unfortunately.
Okay, we had the question: did Damian spend the 6 talents to hire the crew of the Dexterous?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I already deducted it from my character sheet last
All right.
night.
So we're on the Dexterous right now. Cid is handing out potions, and Ashoka is mulling over like Cid's spell book or his alchemy book while thinking about whether he should get Magnus or not.
I put these on your character sheet. You have a True Strike, Long Arm, and Cure Serious Wound.
Thank you. Ahmed, you were asking earlier if we can teleport. Can't we teleport from Cantaport to the island?
We can get back.
We'll have to. Yeah, it's long enough. It's within our. It's within our reach.
Within our range.
Within the 3 days it'll take to get there, we can go and pick up somebody.
You ask him. No, you ask him.
Well,
All right, I'll ask him.
We may as well pick up as
Hey,
somebody
you.
as we
I thought I was going to ask him. No, you ask him. When's we... No, let me do it. I'll ask him. I like asking questions.
Most of those somebodies have to fight next week.
You are kind of more curious than I am. Yeah, that's right.
Like Zed and Zargon.
You're also the more self-expressive than I am. That's right. You're the one that suggested we get the nipple rings.
What do you want to ask?
What?
What do you want to ask?
No, he's asking the questions. What am I asking about again? Ask him about when we put on our armors. Oh, yes. When's we put on our armors? When's a good time for us to do that?
I think we're gonna be here for a few days. Days.
Yeah, but... It's not sort of a location question. Oh, it is, because we're on a boat and we don't want to sink. Yeah, it's hard to fucking swim in armors.
Make sure you should put on your armors.
Yes, sure. Water's not there. Just sand, dirt, grass.
Does that mean we're not squishing any of these little putzes?
No, these little putzes don't get squished. These little putzes run the boat.
Oh, they make the boat go. Yeah, well, it's probably too big of a boat for us to row. Yeah, we could
Sid's
probably...
looking at you guys like, I think I'll just stay here with this guy. You guys can go back.
Okay, he did have stuff, like he's got his weapons and he's got a big bag, and it sounds like there's a lot of heavy clanking armor inside the big bag.
What kind of armor does do the two of you wear?
Well, we wear some big stuff. Yes, we had to improvise a suit of armor. We had to kill a few giants and big guys about it. It was a bit of a challenge to get both our heads through the same suit of armor. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. No, we won't tell them about that. That's embarrassing.
I love you too. Out of character, I love you two guys. I love you
I
guys.
like these guys. Pretty cool.
You're my favorite.
We have a lot.
Apparently, I'm just going to be doing this dude forever. This is the DM voice in this party, apparently.
But we've got some heavy plate armor that sort of fits us. Unless you know a better armor smith that could make us some better armor. Yeah, we want better armor. Can you give it to us? How many heads must we smash for better armor? Is that what we're asking for?
Do you know an armorer? The one I know is a little busy.
You mind if I take a look at your armor now?
What if he already has a +3? Then the answer is no.
Alright, you can have a look at our armor. I'm the one on the left. I'm the one on the right.
Ashoka, do you wanna?
Ashoka will identify the casting magic.
Oh god, that fucking stinks. It stinks like a fetid locker room met with some horrible underdark fungus. There are actual bugs that are kind of coming out of the boiled leather that is holding the makeshift full plate together. This is far from masterwork.
We know armorers. We can get you fitted.
Well, we can get it fitted. What's he mean by fitted? I don't know.
We'll make an appropriate suit for the both of you.
Going to get food. Be right back and listening.
Alright. He's gonna make us some better armor. There's nothing wrong.
Ashoka,
Damian.
remember, we have a lot. We brought back a lot of that big armor and big weapons with Magnus, remember?
Yes, but most of them don't have 2 head holes.
Think of the weapons.
That's right. Most armor we find is either too small, and the stuff that's too big or perfect size doesn't have 2 head holes. It's a tough life.
Very tough. I am certain that we can get this sorted out. Damian should, as this was, well, I suppose I could take on this part of the arrangement, Damian. 50 skulls for a magical suit of armor. 50 skulls of our choosing.
50 skulls? Well, that's...
And they start counting, and they're using both their hands, and they're showing each other fingers.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of skulls.
Magical armor's not cheap, though.
Here's the thing. It's really only 25 skulls for you, and 25 skulls for you. So it's really only 25 skulls.
Oh.
25 each.
How's about
5, and the other one says 10 at the same time. That's the only problem with this creature, is that the 2 of them can talk at the same time. Marty cannot.
How's about 5, 10?
Worst DM ever, Marty. I want an N. Poor facsimile of an N, boys.
15 each.
15 each. That's better than 25 each. Yeah, that's less than 25. It's 15. All right, 15 each. But what if they're hard ones? I don't know. Well, 15. 15 easy ones. What if the creature's got multiple heads? Like Hydra or something.
We're talking about skulls. So, multiple heads, multiple skulls.
Or we just go run into Hydra and get our countdown. That's right, meeting some other Ettins. Don't like Ettins. No. It's very hard to get to know just one person. 2 at the same time is nearly impossible.
You have an Etten discussing the problems with interpersonal communications with
Ettins.
Etten.
Well, it's every conversation is a 4-way. Every conversation is a 4-way.
True.
You know, he's lopped the head off of one of the Ettins, but then he's gonna be sad. He's missing his sister or his brother. Wait, you've seen a female Ettin? Yeah, remember that one time? Oh, yeah. I got the ugly head. Yeah, well.
I guess that's just the way it goes, though. You get the head you get. You're on the left side or the right side?
Right, we prefer ogres.
Right, are we agreed, gentlemen?
Who's he calling Genton? I'm not sure. We're more
Ashoka
like...
puts his hands out crossed so he can shake both of them at once.
He knows. He knows this one's smart. That one's smart, and that one's pretty crafty, and that one's got bug eyes.
Smart, crafty, and bug eyes. It's the new, police comedy. Buddy cop.
They kind of shake their like he kind of like with his finger and his index finger. No, index is the middle. No, the index finger and the thumb kind of holds your hands gingerly.
All right, well, we're going to take a nap. I thought we was going to eat. More like eating before napping. Yeah, I like to take a nap before eating. All right, we'll settle this the old way.
Okay, for scissors.
All right, we eat first, then nap. Yep.
What is the int of an Etten? Like a raw Etten?
A raw Etten? I don't know, like 8 or something like that.
Awesome.
This guy is not a raw Etten.
I know.
Raw Etten is a 6.
So
this guy has been a little more swift than
genius of
6.
his race.
Yes. Let's see. Does he have Does he have the ability scores to actually gestalt right away? Give me a second.
I don't know how Starbucks fucks up tea, but I wanted a tea with milk and sugar, and it's green for some reason.
He's one training point, I think, away.
Being able to get the gestalt.
Oh no, these are base. No, he's quite a few away.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They fucked up tea.
That's awful. Look, that's wow.
I'm gonna put the lid on so I can drink it. Tastes fine. It's just green. All right.
Adam, this creature would make a good gladiator. Yes, yes, it would.
Yes, that's what we're doing. Or a new Akka. In fact, we might teach it Akka so that I will then use Akka. And he will be called Ah and Ka.
So the language you learned isn't
It's
wasted.
Nom de Guerre is Ah and Ka.
Okay, so are you teleporting? Are you trying to teleport your way back to Vatapole, or are you hanging out here on the boat? That is the question.
We're going to, I believe it's Ashoka, Cid, and I guess suppose Damian are going to do our round trip back to Vatapole and then use the symbol.
Are we doing that?
And then the symbol to shortcut Magnus back.
Yes.
Why don't
Well,
we?
before we do that, I'll cast Ascending to Magnus to see if Magnus wants to come fight pirates and monsters on an island.
Look,
for Mountains of Treasure.
I'll delay. I can delay that, and I can go. Actually, yeah, no problem. Can he send Gracchus to go look for something for him?
Gracchus is getting a tattoo.
He's fighting next week.
Okay.
This is the same week where you bought Gracchus a tattoo.
Right. Oh, that's the same week. Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And then Gracchus
So
fights the
we're gonna,
next
the
week.
remainder of this week, we're gonna punk Magnus. So if he agrees, we're gonna punk Magnus, and Ashoka's gonna re-up a couple of the running down dominates to keep the dominate network as part of the journey.
Okay, where's the first step?
One second. The first step would be. Give me a second. Sorry. No, let me just. I'm going to go the other way. 5 equals 60, so 1100 divided by 60 times 5 is a range of 90 on the thingy. Sorry. Teleport math on this map is. So I could go to Anchor Deep, or I could go to
Cantaport.
Cantaport. We'll go to Cantaport.
Okay. So give me a percentile.
It's never a long stay in Cantaport.
Oh. Ooh, 80? Ooh. Ooh, we end up in a similar shithole.
Viewed once. No, you've been there a couple times, so you're fine.
Cool.
We're in a doppelganger den. Oh shit.
Yay. Isn't that just called Cantaport? Alright, and then I guess it's,
Exactly.
Give me 1 second.
Back to Vatapole.
Yeah. When was the last time I was in Vinvasa? It's been 1 week?
Yep.
Off the trail?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, that's okay. Yeah, we'll go to Vatapole, get Magnus, come back. It's actually like a 1-day thing.
Okay, you get Magnus. Magnus is grabbing his equipment. And then you teleport back to Cantaport, and then back to, or you don't even have to teleport back to the Cantaport. You use Cid's.
We can just use the symbol.
Okay.
So
I do need a percentile for Vatapole, just because it could burn through your, it could burn through your teleports. I am looking. Okay.
And I'm just checking the armory to see if I should be grabbing something for Ashoka from the armory, just in case he has to fight a thing.
Did you want to bring something from the armory, like +1 weapons for the big 2-headed guy? We have it.
So let's grab
We
a.
have a large.
We have lots of. We have 6 like +1 like
So-
axes and.
Master's loot is our. So we've got like large chainmail, large quarterstaff. So let's grab one of the gauntlets of ogre. Actually, we've got 6 gauntlets of ogre power that we're not using. We're a bunch of dumbasses.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna start to.
Did you
We're
just
gonna
say
grab
you're a bunch of dumbasses?
because we're a bunch of dumbasses.
But aren't they large?
Yes, we are. We're not using those.
Aren't they
There's
large?
a +1 heavy mithril shield. Please could be using that. He could look like Captain America.
The Warrior's Wing, yeah, +5 competence bonus to fly checks.
Yep. Nothing. All right. So let's grab a gauntlet of ogre power as a gift for the Etten.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put at the end of the item by 1 on Etten. His name.
Trono-Goesh. I'm going to put a new page in the conclave, and I'll call it Trono-Goesh, and you can put his items there.
Now the Fire's Eye Ioun Stone. I'm gonna put that on Zed if nobody is complaining.
Go ahead.
All right, because he found it in the thing and he's just using it as a Kazoothin. You had a what? Blasphemy.
Okay, so yeah, the sheet is created. It's right underneath Scarab. Mercenary.
All right.
You can put his things there.
Back here. The giant bane arrows are probably pretty useful at some point. So he said he had flails.
Yep.
There's a I guess a dire flail would be the two-handed one, so he has heavy flails.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to take this to 5 on this map, and I'll go to put 1 on his character sheet. And I might put 1 on Ashoka just because he's in the middle of the jungle. Just in case he needs to stab a guy, he'll wear 1 for now. Ew, these clothes are stinky.
Yeah, I think you got them from the trolls. And to answer Ahmed's question, are they large? No, magic gloves, just like rings and a few other things, shrink or grow to the size of their wielder.
What do they do?
+2 strength.
+2 strength.
Oh. Still take them.
So we'll go here, and this will be a by 4. And hello, Leia. Yes, I just finished eating.
I thought they were bracers. That's why.
No, they're not bracers. They're gloves. And Ashoka will put them on for now, just because he might have to stab a guy. All right, now let's see what else we have in here.
Yeah, let me share the treasure that you're poking through.
Spell guard bracers. We're gonna stick those on Ashoka. Does anybody need bracers of armor +1? Zed does, so I'll put them on Zed if nobody else is saying anything.
Zed doesn't have bracers of armor +1.
No.
Wow, I'm impressed you went this far without them, quite frankly.
He does have a stock of mage armor potions.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Somebody should be using the Fire Star of Bitter Tears, the +1 fiery acidic heavy mace.
Yes.
We had that with us for the troll fight. Magnus had brought that with him, but he didn't need it.
Got it.
Give me a second. Ashoka currently has an assassin's knife. And he's not a dex guy. And he can use a heavy mace. In terms of he could just have a thing that he could whap somebody with. For now,
What does the assassin's knife do?
it helps him do happy, fun stuff that's totally not morally questionable.
Cid is dex-based.
Sid's dex-based guy. You're not getting his assassin dagger.
Carving fruit.
Sorry. That's not even on the thing. That is not a thing. All right. So Ashoka. I'm just going to put a note here on Ashoka for now.
Okay.
As opposed to actually taking it off this list because this is not something he carries with him.
Okay. There is no failure to with current conditions for Cid to recall everyone once again back to the sigil on the boat.
Did everybody hear that sentence? That sentence had this weird clause in it, this like legalese clause that was in there that was like unexpected and
I heard that.
kind of not cool. I mean,
But I reserve the right to give you a problem the next time I see you.
Ah, yes. It had exactly the right effect. the paranoia and whining. But it says automatic.
vis-a-vis. All right. The hag ring we still really can't use, and the money is just money.
Okay, you guys, like half an hour later, are coming back out of this this guest quarters aboard the Caravel, the Dexterous, and you've got Magnus with you. Magnus, it's been a long time since you've been at sea. This brings you back to the days when you sailed on ships with actual pirates. First Corsicans when you were really young, and then pirates that were loosely associated with the hilt, which then brought you to the arena, and it's all been kind of written into the history books since then. The sea air and the gulls, as you guys are leaving the vicinity of Skeltar, you can't quite see the Skeltar town, but you are passing by islands, and there is a little bit of other ship traffic and notable presence of other people. Immediately,
Oh, who's this one? I don't know, he's bigger than the others. Hey, who's he? I thought I was gonna ask. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to butt in, yeah. I suppose it's alright, we're gonna hear who he is in a second, yeah.
This is Magnus. He's another gladiator.
Oh, hey, how you doing, two heads? What's happening?
Oh, Magnus, doesn't that mean big?
It means Magnus.
I think it means big. What's the one that means small?
Minimus.
Minimus, yeah, like a mouse.
We.
He looks at Ashoka, seriously? Not about the name, about the big thing.
This is Trono-Goesh.
He's Trono, I'm Gosh.
He is a he's with us. He is a mercenary, potentially thinking of becoming a gladiator.
Why's he got chains on his wrists?
He it's like a fashion statement, really. It's part of his.
I think we can lose these now.
Yeah, we'll take him off.
In fact, why did I even come with them?
Is he some sort of slave? Or prisoner? Hey,
There's some,
maybe.
there's certainly some
Sort
legal
of.
issues.
Sort of is the word. Sort of is the key word in that slave thing.
Honestly, I have no idea why I'm in these things.
Oh, when Ashoka was back, did he hear about the traitorous cur?
no, you weren't back for long enough.
God damn it! Oh, I'm kind of sending for him.
All right, Minimus.
Yes.
He's not long for this world, is he?
I like that one.
Damian is absolutely ashamed that big guy thought of it before he did.
He thinks he's big, but he's smaller than us, and they're kind of like top your head into, he ain't taller than our nipples.
Man starts putting on his armor and his helmet. Not threateningly, just.
Is it time to put on our armor now?
No, we're still at sea.
What's he putting on his armor? Did he not like our joke?
No, he's putting on his armor because
It's actually quite funny.
he's a very good swimmer. He doesn't sink. Part of being small, see, small things like bugs, they don't sink in the water.
He's bigger than the rest of you.
He is.
No.
Ashoka will cast a fly spell. See, I don't sink either.
Oh, he's a wizard of some sort. That's why he's smart.
Could I see your flails for a minute?
Why? Show.
Just want to see how of what quality they are.
What I tell you about being trusting? Well, he just wants to look at it. What's the harm in it? He might do something to it. He's a wizard. He might do something good to it.
They show you his flails, one more trusting than the other.
Are they magic?
Nope.
Are they masterwork?
Nope.
Why don't you take some of these ones? They're better for you.
Take some of what you got there for us.
He hunkers down, like squatting down on it beside you.
We don't have any one-handed weapons, man.
Are they all two-handed?
Yeah. The quarterstaff would be the only one.
Okay, hold on a second.
And it's a +1 to hit.
Let's look at the conclave armory.
I am.
Oh, those are big. Hey, we don't like that big. We have a hard time swinging two-handed. Left side's got all the control of the left side. Right side's got control of the right side. We prefer to operate independently. As dependent as we are, we value our independence.
Understandable, really.
Yeah, it's better when we fight kind of like on the same side. Yeah. Two-handed.
I would suppose family feuds in Etten households are very difficult.
Oh, you can see that again. Is he actually going to say it again? I'm not sure.
Would you like me to say it again?
No, that's right. One head once is enough.
I could duplicate everything if you prefer.
No, that get confusing. I kind of like when he repeats himself, make sure that I hear things. Hey, your hearing ain't as good as mine now.
I can say things for both of you.
Oh, he sounds like a centaur now. Yeah, like a little satyr.
Guess the quarterstaff's the only thing they can use.
Quarterstaff, yeah, we could... You do one end, I do the other. Yeah, we'll just have to decide left, right again, yeah. It's not bad. Yeah, our flails are bigger, though, and they got spikes on them.
We'll keep the staff as a backup. We'll see how things go.
All right, the staff can be a backup.
He takes the staff, sticks it on his back.
It's on our back. Yeah, I thought that too.
Just nod appreciatively as like, there was a joke. I don't get it.
It's their
They-
backup.
They have a back. They agree that they have a back, I guess.
It's good on you.
It's our backup, woman. It's on our back.
You guys are actually quite funny.
Oh, thank you. We spent lots of time amongst you humans. We picked up a few things along the way.
Very good.
All right, well, let us know when we need to put our armor on. We got
No need to put our armor on yet.
we got 15 little ones to kill. 15 skulls, I believe it was.
15 each.
15 each. What happens if I kill 15 and he's still got 10 left? Oh, that's not going to be good. No, I might get ahead of you. Is it 15 each, but total 30? that would be bad.
Well, but we see we have to make the armor twice, so anything over probably should to do twice, just because one of them is obviously lagging.
Not sure the amount of adds up there. No, not sure either.
What do you mean?
Alright, well, how about if I get over 15, the ones I kill count towards his? And how about if I get over 15, the ones I kill count towards his? Me just thinking, that's not a good thing. Unless it's a good thing, maybe we're impressing him. I think he looks impressed. I think he looks green.
I tell you what. How about the ones that you kill over 15 count towards his, and we're just reversing it. The ones that you kill over 15 count towards his.
Oh, well, that sounds reasonable.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
It sort of sounds like what we just said. Yeah, but he's the wizard. He let him have his words. Yeah, he's little. That's probably all he's got. All right. We got in accord. Now he's gonna eat and then take a nap.
Or was it nap? Then you won, obviously.
Yep. Don't like the smell of our farts while we're trying to nap.
I'm having fun. We're not accomplishing much, but having so much fun. That's all we really do.
It's just, let's just spend a half an hour talking to a more higher than average intelligent Etten. Just to know what Etten life is like, yo. Living the Etten life.
Living the Etten life. Woo!
Demon Lord's all for this becoming your bodyguard.
Can you go? The only question is, can he go by Akka? Is the thing. We're gonna have to convince him that Akka is a great warrior name. Ah and Ka.
I don't think we've met. Captain Beechwood, you are?
Magnus, you're being spoken to.
Ahmed, you're muted.
I'm assuming he's just shoveling a plate of food to his face, like
Yep.
this.
The sun is down. It is time to eat. All right, then. Oh, it's Magnus. Pleased to meet you. Nice boat you got here. Can you go any faster?
I'm gonna have. So I believe Magnus has profession sailor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's roll a profession sailor check to see if how he interacts with the.
Okay, so Magnus starts helping out, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or he critiques like a jackass.
I think
Why did you sail like that? You fucker, do it properly.
do it better. Come on. Okay, go ahead. Give me a profession sailor
Let's
check.
see if he's any good at what he's natural 20, 24.
Okay, the captain is impressed as Magnus helps out, and with his great strength and apparent wisdom of the sea, is able to help unfurl the sails to top speed to take advantage of the westerly winds. You guys are clipping along at a good race. The boat is uncomfortably, though, kind of like hitting waves as it's going, and but it's making good speed. Those that are not used to the sea or don't have any ranks in swim, let's see if you guys get seasick.
If you have an item that gives you a big confidence bonus on swim,
Yeah, you might be fine.
and you have ranks in swim.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, cool.
So those that have 0 ranks in swim.
Yeah. Does
Damien?
have ranks in
Always have
swim?
one I can swim.
Always have one rank in swim. You go in the kiddie pool at least once in your life.
And then he drowned.
The
That's it.
mythic character was killed in calm water.
Do you remember the past campaign? What was it? Argentius? in his full armor fell into the river, and there was the whole scene of him trying to like
Oh, yeah.
swim out of the river,
Charlie.
and he kept on failing. So it was basically a dude in armor tumbling down this river. Yep. Yeah, when I build my characters,
Hold
I
your
always...
breath for 3 minutes to take the armor off.
Does Cid know how to swim?
Cid knows how to swim.
Okay, all right. So you guys are fine. You guys are fine on the boat. No rolls to see if you're seasick. Let us roll some random encounters. We're going to say 10% in this first day because you are near a pirate den. On the other 2 days will be 5 and 2% because you're kind of getting away from where there is a lot of ship traffic. No random encounters. Okay, so the Dexterous does travel over the next 3 days. We'll move Ashoka's miniature behind the Dexterous. The Dexterous does travel around these islands, which are kind of an extension of Tevris, and towards the Bay of Snakes. You can see before you enter the Bay of Snakes, the looming jungle-topped mountainous island that looks very, very unwelcoming. Strange flocks of birds kind of flying above the great canopies of the jungle. Huge mountain range at the center of the southern part of the jungle of the island itself. You did see, like, you think a whale in the water. It might have been something else. It is during the day of the 4th day after leaving Skeltar that you start to sail closer to the island. You can see rich, lush, tropical, like rainforest tropical vegetation, strange birds, some monkeys. One of the sailors said that he thought he saw a cat. Some of them said, "Look out! There are snakes in the water." As a few 5-foot long sea serpents had kind of come up to the side of your boat, bumped against it, and moved off. The crew is on edge when you finally weigh anchor in the Bay of Snakes. Maybe about 300 feet away from a beautiful beach with a very, very dense jungle-like foliage kind of immediately behind the beach. The beach is long. There is an old wreck on the beach, but this bay does provide some shelter from the wind, and there are beautiful crystal waters that you can see all sorts of things moving in. Anemones, and you can see a manta ray kind of go by, and some barracudas chasing a flock of colorful fish, or a school of colorful fish. There are a couple of flying fish that come out of the water, kind of zipping at some bugs.
It might not be a terrible idea to stretch one's legs once in a while.
Hey, Ashoka, look, your cousin.
The heat of this place in the bay with the sheltered winds is muggy and warm. And the wreck of whatever boat was there is barely, like, there's a bit of a hull, and like you could probably walk into side of the hull, and then there's like only a stub of the rotten mast still left. It's not without skills in sailing, you wouldn't even know what kind of boat it was, but it definitely, with a lot of force, rammed its way up there. They set anchor, and the captain approaches all of you. Here we are. It's as close as we're going to get. We've got 2 launches. Don't lose one. Oh, that'll be extra.
Right.
A launch is like a long boat that could hold like a dozen men in it, kind of thing. He's not bringing you to shore. Like his men actually, you heard them having a conversation. Some of them were drew lots as to if the captain gives the order, who's going to go.
We're not quite there yet, though, are we?
Come now, Damian.
Cid does redraw his thing, the symbol on the in the cabin.
Okay.
All right.
The strange kind of like, are those birds or are those monkeys? The you know, kind of like weird sounds from the jungle, and like the place is alive. You could see some guys like actually trying to fish out a sea serpent, like with a long pole that had climbed up into one of your launches and just sort of coiled up into there. They're super tense.
Ashoka will, like, stand expectantly by the launch. She's got two Gronks here to paddle him to shore.
Yeah, the Etten has got his armor on. He senses that.
Oh, it sounds like we're going to smash some people on this island then.
Yes.
What island is it? It looks like the mainland is awfully big.
What are we expecting here?
Don't know. Nothing's on the island. No people, anyway.
Probably vicious animals or something like that.
Couple of the men are pointing out, like, they're not like panicking at the animals, but they are pointing out, check that shark over there, and you can see some like splashing in the water as something got ate.
Suddenly, I wish I had more than one rank in swim.
Right. Gentlemen, paddle away.
Okay, so you guys lower down into the launch as soon as they fish this. Sea snakes are really ugly looking, and they're kind of like
Nasty.
yeah, they're
Horrible abominations.
yeah, they are really nasty looking. They're small. They're smaller than what you'd expected, but sharp fangs and just a weird modeling. They managed to hook one of them out of the boat, and it just sort of swam away. You don't want to get bit by one of those.
Agreed.
They look
No, I imagine.
ugly. Why is it so ugly?
Who are you talking to?
The snake just swims away, and
You're talking to... Ashoka doesn't want to admit that this, like, the whole, like, jungle island thing reminds him of home. A little bit.
Yeah, the warmth feels good upon your scales. Everyone else seems to be slapping with insects. Like there's no breeze here, so there are some insects, and some of them are out for blood. They don't seem to bother Ashoka's scaled skin.
Alright.
A lazy dragonfly kind of goes by, lands on.
You may begin to paddle.
Lands on the side of your boat, kind of looks at all of you, and then goes droning off.
Greetings, Earthlings. What the fuck?
The group of you goes down into the launch.
Yep.
And pretty soon you got Trono-Goesh kind of
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. They're both.
Is it 2 people or 1 person? No, 1 large person.
Excuse me? Paddling? We had 2 people paddling. Well, the giant is paddling.
Large,
yeah, one oar on either side. He's sitting at the back of the boat.
I'm assuming Magnus is like running the udder or the tiller.
Okay. Ashoka just sitting. Ashoka and Damian
in the
just
very
sitting
middle.
in the
Not near any edge. The middle.
Okay.
Place where he's unnappable.
We'll say that there's only a 1% chance there's an encounter like between the boat and the beach, which is like 300 feet away. But we're pretty soon the launch is hitting the gravelly sand.
We've got as far as we can.
The giant just doesn't care. He steps out into the sand and kind of walks along the side of the boat.
Yep.
He throws the oars into the boat. One of the throws of the oar almost hit Damian in the head, but Damian's pretty swift at dodging.
Clearly, someone's not aware who's paying for this expedition.
The giant is now hauling the boat onto the sand with all of you still in it, and kind of drags it up onto the beach.
That's probably far enough. Yeah.
Okay, Ashoka will step gingerly, like hoist up his robes a little bit and step gingerly out of the boat.
Yep, you step on sand that is a little bit wet as the waters are kind of lapping gently. The beach is long; it's like a mile-long beach, kind of in a crescent arc. And you can't see 20 feet into the jungle from the edge of the beach. The beach is about 40 feet deep. The sand soon becomes dry. A couple of old coconut shells, I guess that's what they're called, husks, can be seen cracked open on the edge of the beach, and an old campfire. The sound of the gentle breeze and the jungle is kind of apparent. A few bees or wasps or things buzz by. It's middle of the day. It's like 2 in the afternoon.
So what are we looking for here? Magnus pulls out his
Well,
We need to climb that mountain.
why don't you just teleport? You can see it.
that actually makes a great deal of sense. Why don't we just do that?
Yeah, let me show you what the mountain range looks
60
like.
miles away.
Yeah. You're actually not sure exactly. You could kind of look at the map and you're like, maybe it's that mountain range, maybe that's at mountain range. 60 miles away, you might not actually be able to see the mountain range. Normal visibility is usually about 24 miles.
Sorry, Marty. Encounters would be fun, but it spells. I spell my problem away.
Alright, so if we're going to identify which mountain range it is, we have to find and I don't have the words in front of me right now.
I do. Give me a second.
Going back to the
Ring of the Sea God is... Ashoka is now just recanting. The Ring of the Sea God is what you seek on the Isle of Golso. We're here. Find Ushkabor. We need an Ushkabor.
What's
Hidden
in
in,
this
the,
door?
hidden in the garden, from there climb Golso Gek, the mountain. So we need to find an Ushkabor.
Cid's nowhere to be found, and there's a bat flying straight up.
Okay, to give you an idea of what the mountain ranges look like, I'll make a map visible called Jungle Mountain.
Okay.
I see. Ooh.
Oh, there it is.
So,
that's so
it's
pretty.
kind of like, well, which one's the one?
So we need to find an Ushkabor. Hopefully there's a sign.
And then actually from where you're standing, like you saw this from when you were on the boat approaching.
Yep.
Now that you're right on the beach and there's
We're
a wall
seeing,
of
like-
jungle and you might be able to see some kind of like mountain bits off to the sides, but you are kind of in the thick of it at this point.
We need to find an Ushkabor.
No, well, Cid is going up.
Cid is turning into a bat and flying up.
Yeah, he's flying up and taking
Okay.
it quickly.
Give me a perception check or a survival check.
I'll go with perception. Is this a trap?
No.
Oh, okay, that's too bad. 27, Bob.
Cid can see when you're from your bird's eye view through the canopy. There is a bit of a trail. It has been overgrown by new growth, but there is a trail that leaves the beach.
Okay, Cid will fly back down.
And the trail seems to go to what looks like, and maybe it continues. It's almost like the trail was completely hidden, but a bit of the canopy dips down here and there, and you're able to see sort of this snaking line that heads up into the mountains.
Okay,
anything important along that trail is disguised completely by the canopies of the trees.
Right. Okay. I was looking for like Noel's geography or anything like that to help me with this, but he doesn't have anything to. Ooh, Cid remembers it. Like he's memorizing what this looks like from up here.
Okay.
He's gonna fly down, turn back into Cid, behind a rock or a boat, and sketch what it looks like.
Okay, so you're starting to sketch a mountainside, and you've got this kind of trailing line going through it.
Yeah, this is approximately what it looks like.
Yummy. Do you draw?
Sure.
Check in a craft check.
32 to draw or sketch, and an in check, I guess, or
Yeah. So you're making a beautiful sketch, and the sketch is of
but 21.
generally accurate, I guess.
I'm not sure where there's. I'm not sure how it goes over here where the canopy's overgrown, but you can see it continues up there.
All right.
Just gotta pick out.
Ashoka's putting his shoes back on. He was actually sticking his like crushing some sand between his toes.
Yep. Yep. You can see about 3 feet away, this kind of like fiddler crab just sort of stops and is like doing its little thing with little mandibles and sort of looking at you, kind of scuttles off sideways.
Marty, could we have drawn could Cid have also drawn from a mountain peak to the boat?
You only caught glimpses of this trail, and it didn't seem to go all the way to the top, at least not from what you can see, but it's heading in the general direction of the mountain range.
Yeah,
it's heading inland.
Let's find the trail then.
All right. Magnus will put out +1 sword.
Okay. Cid points at where the beach is. Yes, it looks like there's somebody has made a hacked, like a while back, a hacked trail, but some of the greenery has grown back.
It's hilarious that our barbarian uses a +1 greatsword as a machete, with his other great swords just in a quiver on his back.
So Magnus chops through some lush overgrowth. Give me a survival check, Magnus.
You do have that skill, Damian, really up on the survival skill.
Yeah, how barbarian is your barbarian?
16.
Yeah, you're guessing, well, things grow pretty quickly. People have been here. Like, this is, somebody has macheted their way through this trail that you're following.
We're not the first ones to, obviously. There's a camp, but, look to the trees here, that plant's growing out of a cat.
There's something ahead. It is covered by some vines. It does look like somebody recently has uncovered the vines. It's this squat little statue. It is not realistic depiction of a humanoid. It's kind of blocky with weird circles for its eyes and its mouth. It's kind of it looks like that. It's covered in vines and it looks like a statue from some bygone era. But it is the hacked trail kind of leads in, maybe a short walk, like a few minutes walk, and then you actually come across the true trail that Cid had spotted. The break in the canopy is not from just somebody with a machete. It's actually an old road. You can see the odd cobble or carved stone or an ancient tree that was kind of cut to clear this old road. Of course, the old road has been overgrown with lighter foliage, and somebody has cut their way up through this foliage. Which has already begun to grow back. You look up into the canopy and you can see, there's a whole other ecosystem up there. You could see in a few trees there are these giant wasp nests. But because of the breeze, you can't actually, in the sway of the trees, you can't actually hear the wasps. You could just see like hundreds of them flying around up in the canopy. There are strange birds and monkeys running around up there. Not a lot of activity on the forest floor, though.
Damian, you wouldn't happen to know of any Empire expeditions here? Some species that might have been wiped out?
Marty,
Knowledge history?
20,
yeah, it's not quite true that no one's ever lived here. It's just on this particular island, no one has ever been encountered, and there have been traces of past civilizations. The fact that you came across a statue, yep, that looks really old. And we're saying several thousand years old? Maybe 1,000 years old?
Okay, Damian relays the information.
From the peninsula of Akash all the way down to Uxtapol, I believe it's called, there are kind of like the same racial mix of people that dwelled in the tropic jungles of Tarak. Some of them did reach heights of civilization, like the Akashi. Others are known for being kind of wild and crazy in Uxtapol, whereas some on this island may have dwelled here long ago and for whatever reason no longer. Not terribly advanced as the main continents of Stygia and Avacia.
Yeah.
All right.
Their ways were steeped in strangeness, odd gods, and weird rites to nature. You're sure that there are Imperium texts that explain why a culture progresses and why one does not.
Getting you knocked over by King Kong repeatedly might be part of the issue. Is there any sign of, like, big animals?
So far that you've seen, no. You can go off the trail to look for them. Given that this is a road, an old road of some civilization that has turned into a trail, Magnus with his 16, you would probably know that animals would naturally use this, as water rolls downhill, so will animals follow path of least resistance. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a trail.
It does go in two directions. Cid, because of his scouting and reconnoitering, knows which direction will eventually curl up into the mountains.
Stick to the left. Stick to the left.
That also, Magnus, from your decent survival roll, is the way that people have, maybe months ago, maybe days ago, you're not too sure how quickly this plant life grows back, but some recent time ago, took machetes to underbrush and traveled up the path.
How decayed are the cut plants on the ground?
Decayed, gone.
Long time. Then again, there's a lot of bugs here. Probably ate them all. You bastards.
Yeah, Ashoka is now staring at a tree that doesn't look like it's doing too well, and it looks like it's become some sort of like thing that is being eaten on the inside out. You can't tell whether they're ants or mites, but there are like a bazillion of them.
I hope there aren't bugs of unusual size in this jungle.
Damian, you hear Damian almost on cue slap the back of his head. as a mosquito seems to like him.
Forward, gentlemen.
Okay. Afternoon turns to early evening. The sounds of the jungles change. The winds change a bit. There was a brief rain.
Magnus wants to make sure we're not in the middle of a valley, so if rain does come down, we don't get washed away.
Yeah, it's not a very torrential rain. You're not seeing any signs of... Give me a survival check.
Are we in a mudslide zone?
Wow.
So, you guys get a little bit wet. It's a little bit miserable. I do need a survival check for... I guess Magnus is taking point. You're like, hey, barbarian, take point. As it is up to Magnus to keep people out of any of the dangers that might come with this particular rain.
That is hilarious.
Okay, so
The DC is 15.
I just rolled a 16.
Yeah, that you were asking about the flood zone.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's hilarious. None of us have...
27.
Awesome.
Okay, so Magnus actually, while everyone's kind of sitting, like had the natural tendency to want to go sit underneath trees, Magnus actually had a look at one of the trees and with his greatsword cut the head off some venomous vipers that were like slowly snaking down out of the tree during the rain.
You're welcome.
They were as green as the leaves that they were on, and no one else saw them.
Ashoka's solution for snakes is having like a +9 bonus versus poison on fort save.
Right. The rain stops. It almost comes as quickly as it went. The forest then resumes back to its noisy self. Although the noises do change as light turns to dark. You have climbed up into the mountain a little bit.
Magnus gonna look for a nice place to spend the night.
Okay.
Camp.
Yep. With all of your rolls so far, you find a decent spot along the trail, a bit of a clearing to camp. Did you guys bring camping gear or any sort of...
I have a courtier's outfit. I have a spell component pouch. Bag of holding.
Let's see what.
I've got my Ludus seal. I've got a teleport if I want to go home.
Did you guys bring food?
You know who doesn't have to care about that anymore?
Magnus.
But who's gonna have to look for food because these assholes don't have a way of feeding themselves.
I know we bought food for the boat. That was one of the things that we did.
Cid's going. How far away are we from the?
We gathered gear was one of the things.
Yeah, okay. So you've got some gear. You guys aren't used to traveling. How far are you from what?
I was gonna say how far are we from the boat? Cid can just go fly, grab it, and come back.
You walked for 6 hours.
Far, meaning I can't find you guys if I go. Yeah. Okay.
If that was what we're doing, we'd be teleporting there and back. Bloop, bloop. Like that would be the solution. Let's try camping.
Okay.
Let's see how camping goes.
Magnus is going to dig a little bit around where the campsite is in case it rains, it doesn't like flood.
Yeah, you found a dry spot of land. It's a little bit jutting up. The flood would actually go by you down the path. You guys get a cook fire going. You set up a couple of tents. Damian's complaining about the bugs.
Sid's like, I'm gonna set a couple of traps over there Just make sure you don't come around.
Okay, I have a map already for you called Jungle Encounter.
So Cid is...
So you're saying you want us to roll for random encounter?
This looks like a nice little clearing for you to
look,
make your camp in.
Really beautiful.
Roll
Yeah.
for you. Oh, look at that.
No, eventually it's like 60 miles up a mountain, man. You guys are gonna be out here for a while.
Oh, yeah, oh yeah. Yep. Most definitely.
So Marty,
Mm-hmm.
Sid's going to imagine he's stalking his own party. How would he attack if he was climbing a tree or coming on the ground? And that's where he would put his mines.
You have mines?
Sad do, sir. Sad do.
Okay.
Because trap breaker is the best kind of.
Okay, so you encircle the camp with mines. We'll say that the trail is actually towards the screen.
He's gonna put 12 mines around the area.
I need to grab 12. So all of your bombs, basically?
No, he's got 4 more.
Oh.
That's not his thing.
Okay, so we've got... we need Magnus's token. Because I switched maps. There's an attractive Magnus.
Save me, Magnus!
And then we need a campfire. Let's see. Campfire.
Step 1, turn invisible. Step 2, don't move. Step 3, wait till it all blows over.
So Marty,
Coward.
not
Step
in
4, live to die another day.
so Marty, it would be spots like around trees, like something like here, something would
Yeah,
try to sneak up to us.
You've got them circulating the campsite in places where things would walk. Are you guys taking a watch order? These are such weird questions for these characters.
It's probably a good idea.
Okay, Trono-Goesh just sort of falls asleep beside the campfire after eating quite a few of your rations.
He's big got big stomach.
Cid had stalked around and placed a bunch of mines.
Don't go over there.
I won't go.
It's like, think of it as a way to wake us all up if something comes by.
I don't want to be far from it. I want to be close to the campfire. I have resist fire as a racial thing. I want to be in the campfire. Okay. Yeah, we have a watch order.
Okay, and it is?
The people who don't cast arcane magic
Go first.
going in. So I think it's a Trono-Goesh, Cid, Magnus, I think is the watch order.
Cid,
Sid's got his big eyes.
Magnus.
I think Cid is the most effective.
Okay, so Magnus in the morning, Cid in the
Yeah, and then I guess Ashoka will go with Trono-Goesh in the morning, and Damian will go with Magnus. Or Ashoka will go with Trono-Goesh, and Magnus will go with Cid. Or fuck, Damian, my brain just.
Damian goes with Magnus, is what you're saying.
Yes. Now all we need to do is have Cid be cognizant enough to tell us that we're being eaten. That's what we're worried about. It was funny.
Okay. On which watch does the encounter appear? The first one. Everyone else.
I've got my pants on. Turn invisible and wait.
So Magnus is sleeping.
Magnus still has to take his armor off, right?
Do you have
Endurance.
endurance and medium armor?
No, I have heavy armor, full plate.
Yeah, unless you want to be fatigued the next day.
Fatigued.
I do have endurance.
Don't worry, you killed the bear while naked. You could do this.
Yeah, I'm not the word actually. He takes his armor off.
My maxed out AC is the same as your minimum AC.
So there doesn't appear to be many people out here. No.
No.
There's lots of wild animals. I mean, were there signs of people coming back or just going?
They chopped through it. There's no direction.
Pirates come here for resupply, and there's signs of some ancient civilization.
All right. Yeah. Is this important to you? Must be. We're being paid. Not being paid yet if we don't have people's skulls to crush.
Well, you do have a lovely gloves and a nice backup weapon.
Yeah, these gloves fit nice. First when we sold them, they were too small, and now they're perfect. It's good wizardry.
Yes, wizarding gloves of smashing.
This guy. Hey, so he's coming back with us, right? 'Cause
You're supposed to be sleeping. Go to sleep.
Where are we coming back with you? Well, you're gonna leave us here ordered? There's nothing to drink out here.
No, we're not leaving you out here.
That's good.
No, we're going to be very good friends.
Alright. Is he talking to me? He's talking to you. I don't know.
We're-
We just sort of...
We are all going to be very good friends. He tests the other head.
Oh, alright. Yeah.
They're looking at you.
What are your dreams, Trono? What are your aspirations, Goth?
What we want?
Yeah.
Well,
What makes you
we
tick?
want good armor, I think, so we can smash some skulls. Well, the skulls come first before the armor. Yes, we'd like a better weapons too.
Do you like the flails, or do you prefer? Are you an axeman? Sword?
Doesn't matter as long as it be held in one hand, appropriately sized. Yeah, appropriately sized is the problem.
Appropriately sized, we can find.
Probably hammers. I like a hammer. Never had a hammer big enough though. Hammers would be good. We knows how to use hammers. We knows how to use swords as well and axes. Prefer axes. They got other uses. Yeah, swords are well for little folk.
So, axe and a hammer?
Well, we could axe and hammer. Switch it up every once in a while. That would make things interesting.
We could probably find you an axe and a hammer.
Right. So, what's we doing around these parts? Anyway, yeah, what's the goal of all this sitting around in the forest?
We're attempting to make a widow.
Alright. What's he mean, a widow? Oh no, I heard of a kind of spider. Is he making a spider? No, it doesn't make any sense.
We are attempting to avenge a royal family, and in doing so, we'll free up a royal spouse.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned revenge. Someone wronged you. Well, they got all sorts of problems coming if they wronged you. Yeah, now that we're here, we'll smash their heads in.
Yes. That one particular skull, you'll get credit for, both of you will get credit for, as long as, and he points to Damian, that one kills him.
Alright, I think I get it. Yeah, we just gotta stand there and watch them kill it.
And make certain nobody else interferes with the killing.
Oh, alright, it's getting more complicated. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep track. Oh, he's a wizard.
Don't worry, I'll help.
Shut the fuck up!
Oh, sorry, trying to get some sleep. Hey, he gets it when you're trying to talk and I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I got a bit of my run of my mouth at the end of the day. Wants to talk about it with someone. Yes, at the end of the day, it's time for sleeping.
It's always good to decompress.
Yeah. Doesn't sound very good, does it? No. No, I don't like the sound of decompress.
How many languages do you speak, Trono-Goesh?
How many languages? We speak giant, we speak common, we speak goblin, we speak oak.
Oh, you're very learned.
Well, yes. So, we also speak, localese. Yeah.
Could you tell me a few words of localese?
They start speaking Aka to you. Aka's from this area.
Oh, God. You understand? Ashoka's like, the stars have aligned.
Yeah, we know a few words in Akashi. The Akashi are all over the place.
I also speak Akashi. A very good friend of mine spoke it, taught it to me.
Do you speak giant?
No, I actually use magic to speak giant, but I could learn.
Oh, you should.
I'm a
you
quick
should
study.
You should learn how to speak giant. Yeah, but then a giant will probably ask, "Hey, which one of us taught you how to?" Well, they could tell him about Trono-Goesh. Well, he's good at languages. Yeah.
Tell me some words in giant. He already speaks Aga. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You went to the part of the world
I didn't even realize.
where Aka's people are from, and now two and two are together. You're like, oh, maybe these are Aka's ancient ancestors that built this road that you're on.
We're on Aka Island.
Yeah, they tell you a few words in giant.
Hey, it's not actually called giant. It's Jotun, but you know, giant's fine.
But yeah, Joten, or whatever the practicing the words. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check for Ashoka and the two Ettins. The Ettins get a perception check each.
Yay.
They're at plus 12.
Okay. Etten
Has
25 and 26, and Ashoka, who's currently trying to like perfect Jotun or whatever the gets a 30. Don't worry, Damian. We're good. Well, you're sleeping.
No. Okay, I got a question for you guys. Hang on. Computer guys. This is my computer. Let's see.
IP address.
There you go. This is me loading my computer.
It's me breaking my computer.
And then it just stays there forever. How screwed am I?
Does it get to the point where you can put like push an F12 or an F8 or delete to do something?
You can push an F2 as it immediately loads.
You're not completely screwed, but you're mostly screwed.
Yeah, I need a new laptop.
You might need a fresh install of everything. At a minimum. So, if you pull up the game on your whatever, we can roll for you and help you interact with the...
Yeah, I had to grab an extension cord because my... yeah, my iPad's gonna die.
Okay.
Eventually, not
Combat
in a
sheet.
second.
One of the
yeah,
creatures
yes.
sneaking up on you rolled a nat 1 and got a 26 on their stealth.
We see that one.
Yep.
Also, what the fuck?
Exactly. It's roll a nat 1.
Are we being attacked by Cids?
Nope, they are much larger than Cid. As Ashoka and the Ettin...
Did they step on any surprises?
Oh, what?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, what's that over there? Oh, it doesn't look very nice. Easy, kitty. Easy, kitty.
And there's something that's like sneaking up on your camp that looks like this.
Oh, who's a happy kitty? Who's a happy kitty? Turn
It-
invisible.
It's the other one that you don't see. So we actually have to go through a surprise round, and then we'll roll some random rolls to see if any of these cats wander into the traps that Cid laid.
So, your brother was coming this way to hunt dire tigers.
That is true.
Ah, it's a kitty. You fought a bear naked. You can fight a kitty naked. Come on.
Same thing. It's the same thing.
All right.
Opening up initiative sheet now.
Initiating initiative now.
Okay.
The combat sheet is not the same thing as Ludus sheet. I'm supposed to be ludusing, not combating.
So a dire Akashic Tigers
Now
have initiatives of +8.
oh, they're scary. I wish Renee was here.
And they get an 8. And then we've got Trono-Goesh.
Ashoka is number 41 on this initiative list. That is the last time he rolled for initiative.
Been a while.
Yeah, it's like drawing weapons poorly.
Alright, so I need a roll for Damian as well. I don't know where Damian is.
Yeah, he's +9.
Okay, I'll roll it. Damian.
I can roll. Go ahead right now.
Alright, here we go.
Damian rolls a 11, giving him a 20.9.
Okay, I need a Cid and a Magnus.
I'm coming! He's Cid. Cid's right here.
So
Cid is... Oh, great. Cid's last. Magnus is also last. Fucking...
and Ashoka gets a natural 1.
Cid, so... Are
So,
we using the actual...
3.2.
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
Alright, now, do we have Trono-Goesh in there? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay.
Okay, surprise round. Damian is sleeping. Akashic Tigers. We'll say a 1 in 3 chance that the big ass tiger sets off a bomb. This is the one that you guys can see.
The one that we don't see.
Yeah. No, this is the one you do see. So.
So aren't we surprised by the one we don't see, or I'm confused?
That's right. So it doesn't get to move in the surprise round.
Like that, one of them won't move, the other one will.
Okay.
Earbuds.
The one that is sneaking up behind where everyone's looking does not set off a trap.
Oh crap! I'm hoping this big meaty troll sandwich looks tastier than me.
Okay, and it was slightly coming down the tree, and is going to it can do a full round pounce because it is a surprise round, so it could do a partial charge. Let's see who it's charging. Trono-Goesh is 1, 2, Ashoka is 3, Cid is 4, Magnus is 5, Damian is 6. So it pounces for the perfumed Damian. Awesome. This thing kind of comes lurching out of the jungle and attacking the bedroll. Is this tiger that starts to try to tear it apart? So first claw is AC 23, second claw is AC 22. The bite is AC 28, and then it will rake if it hits on the 2 claws.
Oh balls, these things are big, and they're gonna hit everything.
They both hit.
Nat 20 on the rake.
Okay.
AC 29.
How many
points were?
Doesn't like revenge either.
This tiger comes in. Okay, how many points does Damian have?
108.
Okay, so claws are 2d4 plus 10 each, so that's 4d4 plus 20. The bite is 2d6 plus 10, and the rake is, we'll see. So Damian took 48 damage from the claw bite.
Regular crit, it looks like.
Yeah, a regular crit. And so that's 44 plus 20 on the rake. 30 damage on the rake.
So you're not on map tools, right, Damian? All right.
No, I can't get
So that was 30 plus 48 is 78 damage.
Yep.
Oh.
These are all separate attacks, and it is just basically ripping the bedroll to shreds, and Damian is awake and screaming. Now we're going back to the top of the round. Damian.
Damian is going to spend a panache point to kip up
Okay.
free action without provoking an attack of opportunity.
What the? It's just this bloody mess. Damian springs out. He's like, ah! It's a fucking tiger. It is a very big tiger, and its blood is all over its mouth, and it's roaring at
No,
you.
its blood is nowhere.
Yeah.
Your blood. is
Sorry,
all
yeah,
over
your
its
blood
mouth.
is all over its mouth, and
Its blood is happily inside of its body.
How many hit points does Damian have?
He's
He's
got like 30 left.
hit points left.
He's got 111 damage right now.
No.
48 plus 30 is 78.
Sorry, I saw the 33 as well. I was like, oh my god.
that was the
That
crit
was the
roll.
confirm. Okay,
You
good.
took. You also took a D100 damage just for fun.
We're not at that point of the campaign. Here's your D100 sword. Eventually we'll get there. Near somewhere near the end, it'll just be ridiculous. It's the god sword of
I want
random.
the D2MD sword.
Nice. Okay, Damian, you are being murdered by some sort of Akashi dire tiger. You remember your brother like talking about these things, that they are silent as death and never let their prey escape.
Well, me too. That's the fun part. I like to talk.
Okay.
I'm going to draw my rapier.
Okay. Do you have quick draw?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's a move action.
Or as part of a move.
Yeah, or as part of the move, but he swift action moved up, so...
Yeah, if he wants to like run away, you know.
Probably. Yeah. And attack the tiger with indictment. And just because it made him angry, he's going to use something he almost never uses.
Wait a sec, he could use a move action to start Bard's Song and draw that as part of that move action.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Food for the
Bard's Song
forest is
and-
here.
He snarls out a curse against the tiger. That would be funny if he wasn't being torn apart by it. And him.
Yeah, he is going to spend another move action to use a targeted strike at its torso.
So it's
Call
two,
the shots.
two moved actions, or...
It's a standard action.
Okay.
So what you doing?
That's what
So-
Ziggy
so-
said.
He's trying to
If I
stab
hit-
the thing as it's like half
yeah,
mounting him.
Like I got that part, but I'm like, what's a torso?
From its rake, you know that this one's male. Like you
If I hit
you can
the
see it.
targeted strike,
See you.
the target is staggered for 1 round.
That's
Ooh.
good. Is there like a penalty on your attack?
No,
Oh,
I have to spend a panache point
cool.
for the attack. So
Okay. A normal dire tiger has AC 17. These dire tigers have AC 21.
It charged.
It charged AC
It boosts.
19.
I'm just gonna not roll a 1, hopefully. And there you go, I hit.
Okay, so you managed to struggle out of your bedroll in an amazing, like, swift stance. You've never seen Damian stand up so quickly. And then he stabs with his blade into the tiger. The tiger makes a low groaning noise in pain as you've punctured something.
Yeah, I just got double tick damage when he's got nothing running except Bard Song.
Oh, I didn't start looking at Magnus for that.
They're vulnerable to plus
Nemi, yes.
okay, shut up. Plus 30. Because I cannot put up Arcane Strike right now. Oh no, I can, because it was a...
He was a swift.
He uses, yeah, it was a free action stand-up, so swift he uses Arcane Strike.
He spent a panache to do his...
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So you managed to utter, just as you were standing up really quickly, enough magic that your blade glows slightly as you puncture its chest.
Alright, so it takes 33 damage.
Okay, it growls in pain, and it is staggered for 1 round. Is that how it goes?
Staggered for a round. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No save, oh my god. Okay, cool.
The dire Akashic Tigers. Okay, the one that you staggered for a round, it ends up, instead of, like, continuing to roll you around in the ball of death that are all 4 of its claws and teeth, just simply swats at you after you stab it.
These things are large long, right? Not large tall?
Yeah. AC 34.
No.
Okay, Damian moves back from it, and he's battling for his life.
No.
Damian's fighting defensively.
Oh, what's it
Fighting
called?
defensively.
Stance?
Though that does take down my +4 melee bonus from Crane Stance.
Yep.
Did you have a swift action to start your stance?
No.
Oh, I
Last
did.
round.
Nope.
Because you used it for
So
the...
that does hit.
You did Arcane Strike.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kitty Cloud does hit for 2d4 plus 10.
Oh, good.
Oh, hang on. 33.
Min damage for
No,
12.
sorry.
12? Okay.
So 90. You're at 90 damage.
What is the effect of a tiger stepping on your bomb, Cid? Because the female of the pair has just got exploded because it stepped on something as it was creeping into the...
It's getting exploded.
Yep.
Does it take sneak attack damage?
No.
No.
How beautiful it would have been, though. It's taking...
You'd have to throw bombs into its giblets and mouth and tender parts.
It's 5d6. Fire.
Okay, does it get a reflex save?
Yeah.
Okay,
DC.
there's an explosion by a tree, and there's another tiger. Oh, fuck, this one looks even more pissy than the other one.
I saw that one.
Yep,
Wait a minute.
because fire just erupted underneath it.
21 is a DC.
It rolls a 30 on its reflex save,
Fucking hell.
so it takes half.
Half.
These tigers are 13, 14 feet long and probably 7,000 pounds apiece.
Also known as 1 round for Magnus. Get up, Magnus!
12 becomes 6, okay? It's going to charge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, don't be Damian. Also, don't be Ashoka.
Cid?
Yay! Not Damian. Sorry. Sorry.
Tiger goes launching through the air towards Cid.
Look, we've already made a cannon that you can be regrown in a test tube, so to get out there and meet shield.
Yeah, it's gonna be balls.
Okay, 27, 36, and 22.
Let me check my AC here. Yes. So, that's 15. Yeah, you hit him. Yeah.
Okay, and then the pounce.
We will regrow him. He will be stronger and more googly-eyed.
Do you have any DR?
Nope.
Well, at least there's no crit on this one.
Yep.
Okay, 2 claws, a bite, and the rake plus the shredded sleeping bag for a total of 48.
Okay.
Oh, I'm missing 10 in there. 58.
Okay.
Oh, it's pissed, and that 6 damage is not going to stop this thing. It is going for blood. Trono-Goesh.
Bad kitty.
Oh, you give it spank. Spank it, Aka. Spank it. I mean, Trono-Goesh.
All right. This is a special Etten. He gets to attack twice with each side of him.